Om Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vatarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beda Vibhagini Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ukaro Anthakaro Vai Jukarastannivartakaha Anthakara Nirodhitvat Gururitya Vidhiyate Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabiryachatraha Sthirairangai Sushtuvam Sasthanubhihi Veshema Devahitam Yatayuhu Swasti na Indro Vrittashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastaksho Arishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati'r Dathatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, which belongs to Atharva Veda. And Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad is based upon the analysis of the three states, and it's pointing out the syllable Om. What is meant by Omkara? Compared to other Upanishads, Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad is small in verses. I repeat, Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad will be taught in tradition along with the Māṇḍūkya kārikā, written by Gaudapada Acharya, the guru of Govinda Bhagavat Padar, who was the guru of Adi Shankara. Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad have a profound commentary, word by word, sentence by sentence. If there are any two meanings, that also will be analyzed by Adi Shankara. We are arriving at the meaning according to the Shankara's commentary. Even though we don't have the time to read each and every sentences of this commentary or word by word, mostly I am running along with you, taking the commentary meaning of Adi Shankara. So we are in the kārikā, which is after the 7th verse of the Upanishad. And kārikā number 13 we already finished. Still I will read and I will give the meaning to catch up. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam upayoh prajñaturyayoh bijanidrayutah prajñah sacha turyena vidyate. Waking state and a dream state has two things, cause and effects, two factors, two characteristics. Not knowing the real nature or the real knowledge about oneself is called here the reason or non-apprehension. When we don't know the real knowledge about oneself, definitely the other step will be we will think something other than what we are. This is called misapprehension or miscognition or erroneous notion or mistaken identity. Different words are there in English, and this is the effect of the reason or the cause. When we are not known ourselves, we will take other than what we are is the effect. The product will be, I am this human body. These two things are there in waking state and dream state. Tulyam upayoho dvaitasya agrahanam. Prajna turyayoho. Now we are in the meaning of the 13th first sentence. Dvaitasya agrahanam. The perception of duality is absent in both states. Tulyam upayoho dvaitasya agrahanam. Dvaitam, duality, agrahanam, absence. Is not at all there. Where in the deep sleep state and also in the human goal, what we call turiyaha, the substratum of all these three states. There is no dualistic perception in the deep sleep and also in the substratum, the real nature of oneself. But there is some difference between two. In the deep sleep state, the prajna, the name, bija nidrayutaha, endowed with all the seeds of potential for the waking state and the deep sleep, dream state. Bija nidra. Unmanifested conditions of our impressions, our thoughts, our karma culture, it will be very different from one to one. Our desires, our manners, our behaviors, everything will be very different from one to one. All these things are in the unmanifested condition in the deep sleep state, wherein in the substratum there is no seed, there is no potential for to have a birth or death in this universe. The real nature, the substratum doesn't have any kind of seed formations. And these seeds, which are in unmanifested condition, will manifest into other two states. So, sa chaturyena vidyate. It is not at all there in the turiya, the fourth which is under analysis. The substratum for the three states is the fourth. It's only a numerical name, Turiyaha. It doesn't have anything to do with these three states because it will not belong to a state. Something which is eternal will not be classified into a state. State is something comes and goes. Solid state, liquid state, plasma state, gas, it's all states. Dream state comes and goes. Waking state, I enjoy the cricket match in the TV. After the cricket match, I will go to another waking state. At last, I will fold whole waking state and go to the dream state. So inside itself, there is a state, my mood. I want to watch the TV. This is the mood now, and it's a state. I want to have fun with somebody. It's another state. I want to take a bath. It's another state. All the things are inside the waking state itself. There are states and moods. But after the entire waking state, it will move to another state called dream state. So dream state and waking state and deep sleep state are mere state which are non-eternal, impermanent. All these impermanence happen in an eternal entity, what we call Turiyaha, which was constructed actually from Chaturiyaha, fourth. So in the fourth, which is the substratum, there is no bija, there is no seed for the manifestation of a life form or a being. This seed is the cause for the death and birth. It is not at all there. In meditation and in the deep sleep state, the body will perform the same level, closing the eyes, non-action, performing non-actions. The body will be silent, the quiet, but both are different compared to meditation and sleep. When we look towards a person, whether he is sleeping or whether he is meditating, we have to see when he wake up or when he comes out of the meditation. In the external appearance, both are same. Similarly, Turiya and deep sleep state have same characteristics: non-action, non-performance, no talk, communication, not listening, shantam, both. But one is deep sleep, which has seed, unmanifested impressions are there. When the deep sleep moves to waking state, all these seeds will sprout. And we are in the waking state, in the drama stage. That is what been told here. Sa cha turiye na vidyate, turiye na vidyate. These seeds, there is no potential to grow or to go to the three states. There is nothing is there in Turiya. We explained it properly in the last class. From a different perception, I explained again. Sa cha turiye na vidyate. And I already read some Bhashya sentence. Na anyataha asti drishtuhu ityadi shrutehe. There is no other seer other than that this Turiya. The Turiya is the witness of all these three states. Nobody else is there. That also is wrong. Now, the same idea is being elaborated and been presented by Gaudapada Acharya in the next kārikā also. Supna nidra yutau atyau prajnastu asupna nidraya na nidram naiva cha supnam turye pashyanti nishchitaha. Once more I will read. Supna nidra yutau atyau prajnastu asupna nidraya na nidram naiva cha supnam turye pashyanti nishchitaha. Supna and Nidra. Nidra is non-apprehension, not knowing the knowledge about the reality about oneself. That's called Nidra. The cause. Not knowing the knowledge about myself. Then I consider, I take myself as a boy or a man. Or I am a woman, I born in this country and I am this much old, I have this type of desires. All these things are there as the dream or the effect. In the waking state and in the dream state, there is a absence of knowledge about oneself. The reality is missing. When the darkness is there inside the room, we don't see anything inside the room. Similarly, ignorance being there about myself, I don't know anything about my real nature. I am Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. I am the truth of the entire universe. I am in the form of mass consciousness, indivisible. Non-duality is my real nature. Anantam, unlimited, no division. Infinite. And I am the origin of the happiness also. Anand. This being my nature, nobody informed me in this life, in the previous life also. If there was an informed guy in the previous life, he will not or she will not be here in this life. An enlightened person doesn't have a chance for taking another birth. He will give up the body and he will be the mass consciousness. When there is no information about oneself, there is no real knowledge, then one will take other than what we are. Considering this body, I mistake myself, I am a being. If it is in the form of human, I am a human being. If I am in the form of a worm, I am a worm, which is also a being. If I am in the form of a bird, I will be in the form of a bird, which is also a being. A conscious being which is endowed with a body, completely absorbed from the reality. There is no truth for a body. So, asatyam. Not satyam, it is asatyam. There is no sentience for the body. Ajnanam. No satyam, no jnanam. There is always a finite way of conclusion. There is always a conclusion for any body. So there is no unlimited way of living. There is only a limited way of living, which will be according to one's own body. So, I am a human body. And in the entire Vedanta, a mistaken identity is called Jiva. I want you to know what is called Jiva. Jiva is the mistaken identity. Wherever you see the very word Jiva, individual soul. In English, we can translate individual soul. In all other religion, it is called soul. Soul means a mistaken identity, and we call it Jiva. This Jiva is under two issues. What are they? Jiva doesn't know who am I. He's missing the real knowledge about oneself, which is the cause for the conclusion that I am Jiva. And this Jiva take oneself as a human body, which is the effect, which we call Sopnam. Here, Sopnam and Nidra. The cause is called Nidra. Sopnam is called the wrong identity about oneself. Both are there in the Vishwa and the Taijasa. The Jiva will get the name Vishwa when he deals with the empirical world in the form of waking state. And the Taijasa is the name for the Jiva, thus for the individual soul, when he deals with the internal world. Inside the mind, both are having these two issues. Miscognition, non-cognition. Non-apprehension and misapprehension. Non-apprehension is called Nidra. Misapprehension is called Supnam. Both are there for the Vishwa and the Taijasa. Vishwa is the name of the Jiva who is appearing in the waking state, and the Taijasa is the name for the Jiva when he appears in the dream state. And Nidra and Supna is the two characteristics for the entire three states. And the Prajnaha, the name for the soul or the Jiva in the deep sleep state, is having the characteristic of non-apprehension. Prajnaha tu aswapna nidraya. There is no swapnam, only nidra. Aswapna nidraya. There is no swapnam. There is no actions in the deep sleep state. And only the seeds are in the unmanifested form. Here in the Bhashya, it is told here, Swapnam Anyata Grahanam. Knowing oneself as a human body is called Anyatha Grahanam. Misapprehension. Swapnaha Anyada Grahanam. And Shankara quotes the stock example, Sarpaha Ivarajvam. When the rope is not seen in the darkness, I conclude myself stepping upon the rope. This is a snake. This is called non-apprehension and misapprehension. And Nidra Ukta Tattva Apradibodha Lakshanam Nidra. The Supra will become misapprehension, taking something other than what it is. And the Nidra will be non-apprehension, not knowing the reality. Here it is told, Nidra Ukta Tattva Apradibodha Lakshana. Not knowing the truth or missing the knowledge about oneself due to the ignorance. This is called Nidra. Tamaha iva. Tamaha idi. And in the Bhashya, he says, Tabhyam Swapna Nidrabhyam Yuktau Vishwa Taijasau. Both Vishwa and Taijasa, the respective name for the soul in the waking state and in the dream state, they have what is there? Swapna and Nidra. Swapna is Anyatha Grahanam, taking oneself as a human body and dealing in the world along with others. And Nidra is not knowing the reality as we are in the dark or having some ignorance about oneself. Ataha tau kārikā baddha baddhau idi yuktau. So they are having the bondage of cause and effect. But prajnaha tu, but indeed the name for the soul or the jiva, a mistaken identity will get another name. Prajnaha in the deep sleep state, Swapna Varjida Kevala Laya Eva, devoid, Varjidam, there is no dream, Kevala Laya Nidraya Yuta, only the unmanifested conditions of my desires, of my duties, of my potential to do certain mischievous things and auspicious things in the world. Remember, Vasana Chayam is not very easy. The eradication of the impressions which are inside the mind. You may get aged still the potential to do certain actions will be there inside the mind. I am aged. Still there are desires to do certain things. That is why vasana is very strong. Like the roots of the banyan tree. Nothing wrong on that. These vasanas never belongs to the Atman. This is the first conclusion you have to take. As long as the body continues, I am free to have some vasanas. This is the first notion you have to keep inside the mind. And you always think about that. Everybody have its own prarabdha. It's not very easy to compare with a great personality and I want to become like that. You can keep as a role model and daily work upon that. And no need to be regret or guilt on the things which are there hiding inside the mind. If it get fulfilled once in your life, you may be relieved. Maybe it's a gold, it's a cloth, it's something, anything. Then you are ready to receive the knowledge properly. This unmanifested impressions, unmanifested desires, unmanifested culture of actions, everything, if it can be fulfilled in a proper way, partially you fulfill and be free. If not, just burn it with the knowledge. Jnanagni dagda karma. Yathaithamsi samidhogni basmasat kurude tatha. There are two solutions in one's life for any issue. If your vehicle is not working properly, you give up the vehicle and buy a new vehicle. Whether it is a footwear, whether it is a life form, it can be anything from one to one. If it is going to take your peace of mind, it's better to give up. Very, very precious time you have to consume for small things. So better to give up and buy a new thing. If some people walk away from your life without giving an information for you, without informing you, a Mahatma, a person says, be thankful to them because they made a space for the good people to walk in your life. The prarabdha may allow somebody to say you, somebody won't message you or inform you when they go away from you. Nothing wrong with that. So, the unmanifested condition seems to be very tough about one's life. We don't know what are the desires are there inside this unmanifested condition. Now I come to the two types of solution. One is that you replace the desires with something which is available to you. Or like you sell your car and you replace with a new car or other thing. Now the second solution is, topmost spirituality will bring you certain dispassion towards anything. The ultimate spirituality about oneself. You will not be interested, or you may lose the taste from car to wife, from the house to the children. Nothing will be attracting you. Everything will be same thing. Who am I? The same thing they are. They have their own prarabdha. I have my own prarabdha. Let the things flow in the life. So, two solutions. You replace the worst thing with a good thing, or you replace the entire thing with spirituality, ultimate spirituality. Listening the classes, getting connected with the real traditional teachers, doing some disciplines and practices in one's life by taking some guidances from the traditional teachers. All these things will mold a new personality who will heal the wounds and hurt which are from the past. When you lose one friend in your life, you can choose another friend who will support you, service you, help you, or you stay alone and touch with this ultimate spirituality. This is the two solution which will be helpful for the entire issues. Only thing is that you have to think twice. Am I capable to stay alone and to pursue the spirituality, or I need some emotional support? Then you choose the first. If your friend walked away from your life, you choose another friend who will be more better. Not you stay alone and be connect with your mind and body with the ultimate reality. This is the solution. Two solutions. Mostly the people will choose the first solution. Very brave people. Avrta chakshuhu kaschit dhiraha pratyak atmana vaiksh. In Kathopanishad it says, few people who are brave, brilliant, knowing that I am the real goal, pratyak atmanam, the self is the real goal. Avrta chakshuhu, they will go inside, better looking towards outside for the solution. And they will reach the immortality, amrtatva. Desiring the immortality, they will go inside and they will reach that. Fine. Now, coming to that. Now, ubhayam pashyanti turiye nishchitaha brahmavidaha. Shankara says in the Bhashya, both ubhayam, the seeds are not there in the turiya. The potential for the sprout of the seed, that is the effect which we see in the waking state and the dream state, both are not there in the turiyam, in the reality about oneself. Turiye na pashyanti, who nishchitaha, ascertained people, one who discriminated the reality and the non-reality, which are together in the form of superimposed, and what is the substratum of superimposition. They discriminate the both. This is called ascertained people. One who ascertained completely about the reality, they don't see, and they are called Brahmavidaha. one who know Brahman, Brahmavit, the knowledge about Brahman, the knowledge about the self, the knowledge about the reality. One who knows is called Brahmavit. And Viruddhatvad Savitaha iva tamaha, Savitari iva tamaha. Sun and the darkness never get together. If the sun is there, there is no darkness. When there is a darkness, mass way of dark, then there is no sun there. Savitari iva tamaha. Whole Bhashya is meant for, the commentary is meant for ascertaining waking state, dream state, deep state. All these three states are characterized by cause and effect. The cause is called Nidra. The effect is called Supram. Dream. When you have the seeds of expressions, actions, desires, which are the unmanifested form in the deep sleep state, when it wake up, all the seeds will sprout in. And in that waking state, we deal with the people who are interested, who are loving, who are caring, who are there along with my job, everything. In the dream state, all the impressions which I dealt in the waking state and also the previous birth, everything mixed up together and another world is created. Thus, the effect, Supnam, due to the seeds of deep sleep state. The cause and the effect are the two characteristics overwhelming these three states. Jagradam, Swapnam, Sushupti. Waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. But these two things, cause and effect, the Bijam and the Nidra, are not there in the substractum. It's free from all these defects. And I am that substractum. I am the substractum which is free from all kinds of impressions which are there in the Jiva. Remember, Jiva means individual soul. Individual soul means a mistaken identity. Who is this mistaken identity? In real nature, it is the substractum, Brahman. It is the substractum consciousness. This consciousness is not informed by somebody that you are not a soul, you are not a human being. When we are not informed, we are called Jiva. When we are informed, we are the eternal consciousness, infinite Brahman. And when we know ourselves, I am Brahman, we are called Brahmavit, the knowers of Brahman. Ataha, therefore, na kārikā baddhe idi uktaha turiyaha. There is no cause and effect. There is no seed and sprout. When I say seed means unmanifested form of impressions, karma, culture, desires, etc., etc., is not there in Turiye, in this substractum. Now, more elaborated explanation regarding this. More elaborated explanation. In the 15th verse, Anyatha grannatha supnaha nidra tat tvamajānataha viparyāse tayo kṣīne turiyam patamashnute. Anyatha grannata supnaha nidra tattvamajānataha viparyāse tayo kṣīne turiyam patamashnute. How the discriminated people ascertain about oneself. Anyatha grannataha supnaha. Taking other than what in real. Anyatha grinna. Anyatha grinnataha. Supna. Anyatha, otherwise. When it is a dog 400 meters from you and you are looking towards that, due to the height, it seems to be a cat because it's a small dog, a chihuahua. But when you are looking from very far, it seems to be a cat. And you will discuss with your friend who is sitting inside the car. It seems to be a cat inside the street, see? And the friend also look towards the dog, and it will also say, yeah, it's a good cat, I think. Good, very good. This is called Anyatha Grahanam, a misapprehension. Recognizing something other than what it is, mistaken identity. A dog is being mistaken as a cat due to certain factors. One is there a cat culture inside your mind. Other is that you are looking towards the dog in the night or in the evening. Then these factors are there: darkness, culture, everything. When it comes to one's own life, first of all, we are not informed by a right person. This is the first thing. How I mistaken myself as a human body. I am not informed by a right person. Why it happened? Is the creator is a psycho, because creating me in this world and without informed by somebody, without having any information by somebody, how I am going to address myself this mistake? The point is, creation is beginningless, anadi. When, how, which time, if you go behind that, there will be no answer. And those answers are not needed for our solution. After getting the exact date of the creation, what we are going to do that? After getting the exact date of my 3 previous births, what we are going to do that? I need the solution. In this birth itself, I want to put an end for this death and birth cycle. So go for the solution rather than going for the unwanted inquiry. when the Srishti started, why the Creator put me in trouble? Eh? You are the solution right in front of you. So, the point is, three factors are main. One is, I am not eligible to listen about my reality due to my certain things. Adhikaritvam nasti. Adhikaritva means for everything to listen or to perform, you need a certain qualification. Mere human being is not an adhikari. A person with values, a person with good actions, a person who is interested to go along with the right things will make a human being an adhikari, a qualified person to listen. Without this culture, these things will not go inside the mind. Even if you get a right teacher, when we are not prepared ourselves, the things will not work as we want to be. That is called adhikaritvam. So adhikaritvam being lacking, the guidance may not work properly. So from my side, I need to work. So when somebody will say, I didn't do any good actions up to arriving to this class. If somebody say, it's an imagination, nothing wrong. You can perform even now. It will help you to get more and more qualified person, a jijnasu, one who is ready to listen properly. When there is a mistake committed ourselves not knowing my nature, only solution is the real knowledge. Real knowledge will help the person to know who am I. For the real knowledge, we prepare ourselves. So, anyata grahanam, taking myself other than what I am. Anyata grahanam. So, here the anyata grahanam is effect. I am a human being. That conclusion is called anyata grahanam. The point is, taking myself a human being is not a problem. Other things are there, correct? As a human being, I have a birth, so I have to leave this world. As a human being, lot of issues are there related to body. At least the basic needs are there to be supplied. Food, clothes, and shelter. I need to work. I have responsibilities. Social life compel me to have a partner. Social life compel me to have a job. Social life compel me to do certain actions which are not interested by me. So all these things are from the base mistake that I am a human being. So anyata grahanam, the effect that I am a human being is the effect of what? That is being told in the next word. Anyatha granata supnaha nidra tattva majanada. The cause for this nidra, this anyata grahanam, misapprehension is due to, or misapprehension is born due to non-apprehension. I don't have any idea about myself. Anyatha grahanam is the product of tattva aprabodham, tattva majanataha. Tattvam, reality, truth. Truth is missing. I don't have idea who am I. Tattva majanataha. Tattvam na janati. See, tattvam means in English, truth, the real nature about oneself. Na janati. I don't know about oneself. I am missing the knowledge about the self. This is the cause that I took myself. I am this human body. Thus, human body is the product of not knowing my real nature. But human body is visible. If I am something other than this human body, why don't I see my real nature? We already discussed all these things. A formless consciousness is the substratum for this human body. A formless thing can only become so many things in the world. If it has a form, it will not become so many. Like gold is always in the form of balls, you cannot make the gold into a earring or a garland or anything. Because the gold is in formless, we can make into different forms. Like the water can be made into different forms. So, Tattvam ajanataha, not knowing the reality is the cause for my mistaken identity. Supnam. So, viparyase tayo kshine. If these erroneous notions are being eradicated, if I get a chance to destroy this erroneous notion, when we get the real knowledge, the cause is burned. When the cause is burned, the product is also burned along with that. Real knowledge is the only solution to take away the wrong information. The real knowledge about oneself is the only solution for the entire issues of this world. People think I am this limited body, so I have to go to heaven. People think I am this limited body, I will show my selfish towards the external world. I have only stomach, I have to fulfill myself. People think I am this human body, or entire things are for my enjoyment. Thus, all my life, my mistaken identity will be guiding me in each and every turn in my life. Suddenly a teacher appears due to my certain values which are performing in my life, and he bring forth the reality. He will become the torch bearer in my life. This is the reality. You have to perform your life according to your real nature. All the drama has put an end right now. Okay, there is no drama. If you are going along with the human body I am, that means that you need some more time to assimilate the knowledge. It doesn't mean that my knowledge didn't work in you. You will take some time to work out on this knowledge, and you will assimilate the knowledge in course of time. That's all. The erroneous notion will be eradicated by the real knowledge, Viparyase tayokshine. Viparyasam, erroneous thought or erroneous notion, mistaken thought or mistaken identity. Tayohokshine. If the jiva, if the soul comes to know that there is no human body, there is no three states. I am not this human body. I don't have any bija. I don't have any seed. Really, I am Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman. Then a person recognize oneself into Brahman. Remember, Jiva become Brahman, than Brahman. Jiva, the individual, a soul is informed that you are not having three states, you are not having any body, you are Brahman, you are free from three states and it cause and effects, and you are that. That itself is enough. By living in this world, a person get liberated. More, I have to say a few words regarding this in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Sharini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Darpayaha Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om